What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Obsession. This is probably one of my most anticipated movies of the year, along with Evil Dead Burn. The main reason I was so excited for this film is because it's directed by a fellow YouTuber. Except, dare I say, this film is better than Iron Lung. I actually think this film is a perfect movie. It's a 10 out of 10. It's really good. But before we go any further, this movie is really good, and I really don't want to spoil it for you. So please watch it, because there will be spoilers in this video. Seriously, go watch it. Do it. Do it right now. Go watch it. I wish this movie does really well at the box office. I just used my one wish on that. Wait. Come on, I wish that I can make a movie. It's not doing it. Okay. So you better make this do well, because I just used my one wish on it. But to kind of segue into my review, I kind of want to talk about what the audience thought of this movie. My theater was packed, and it was a late night showing, because I saw this in Dolby. But my audience reactions were so funny. They would scream at every little thing Nikki would do. And I would scream too. I screamed a lot during this film. There's a lot of really good jump scares. Like, they're really well done. And there's just parts about this film that makes you generally like uneasy. But anyway, back to the audience reactions. They would scream at every little thing. And during the car scene, if you know what I'm talking about, when Nikki first appeared, when she first jump scared, the audience screamed. But then when the kill started to happen, it was just dead silence. It was so funny. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny looking back on it, you know? So after the movie ended, I asked the guy sitting next to me what he thought of the movie, because I was curious. And he said it was the most fucked up horror film he's ever seen. But he said that in like a good way, you know? And although it wasn't really for me, like I've seen worse, personally, it was very messed up. Like probably top 10, okay? But the thing about this film is it's really messed up. But it does that so well. In a lot of other horror films, it's so easy just to see messed up for the purpose of being messed up, you know? And you can kind of feel the writer or director kind of controlling the movie, you know? But in this movie, it feels very natural. Like, it's still a very, very mean movie, don't get me wrong, but it's much more where the story goes. Like, I saw this movie once, I think it was called Eden Lake or something. It's about these teenagers who tried to kill this couple who goes to the lake. And initially, I was on board, you know? I was just like, let's see where this goes, you know? And I stopped caring when the woman is running away. She steps on like a sharp rock or something, and it goes through her foot. I actually think it's like a branch or something, but still, whatever. That was the point where I just felt like it was being so manipulated by the writer or director that I just stopped caring about the story altogether. There was like a twist ending kind of where, spoilers, the parents tried to kill her, and they do, and it's just like, oh, wow, oh no. It's so shocking, but it doesn't feel shocking because the rest of the movie just felt like it was being manipulated by the writer or director. Also, kind of why I like Invincible, because it doesn't feel dark for the purpose of being dark. The story flows very well. I know it's not a horror film, but the story flows very well into just like, this is what's happening in the story, and it doesn't feel like it's being manipulated by the writer and director, and there's always like a bit of hope, which I like. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Let's go back to this film. Inde Navarrete, sorry if I said her name wrong, but Nikki is an amazing actress in this. She scared me so much. The way she moves, it's just, it's so creepy. Michael Johnson did really good. Cooper Tomlinson, I know he's part of like That's a Bad Idea, and he was in Curry Barker's last horror film. I think he was better in the last one, but he's still pretty good in this. He's not as strong though. It's kind of weird. He feels like a bit stilted, I want to say. I don't know, I didn't really buy his acting. But that's so weird, because in the last horror film, Milk and Cereal, that Curry Barker did, he's so good in it. Like, he's really good. So I don't know what happened here. I guess another complaint with the acting is some of the guests at the party scene, you know the party scene, they didn't really feel, you could see that they were acting, you know? Like, they weren't doing, like, a bad job, but, you know, they weren't doing great. There was definitely a couple that kind of took me out of it. So, I didn't really like the horror or cringiness of that scene really, like, set in. I'm guessing it was supposed to be a bit cringy with, like, how Nikki was acting and everything. But I gotta admit, the actors kinda sold that scene. But, like, the rest of the acting throughout the film is amazing, so it kind of makes up for it. And during the steering wheel scene, the steering wheel kill, I could kinda tell it was like a dummy or something. But then you saw her face, and that looked so real and so good. I was very impressed by it. This film is also funny. It kind of has a dark humor tone. And then a lot of Twitter went like, oh, this is actually a dark comedy movie, you know, it's actually funny. It has jokes, okay? It has like 4 jokes. It can be funny and not be a comedy, okay? Show the steering wheel scene to your grandma and say, hey, this is a comedy, okay? Like, sure, the watching you sleep scene, bit funny, but also terrifying. I really liked the ending initially with where I thought it was going to go. I wasn't thinking I was going to like the ending. I'm gonna be honest, if he just like killed himself with pills, I wasn't really going to like the ending. But then Nikki made her wish, and that kind of went, oh, I love this ending. This is the perfect ending. The lighting is also amazing. It's specifically like when they're driving, it looks so pretty and so beautiful. I love how when they're driving, the background is kind of just like a blur, and it kind of casts like a glow, because it makes for really good lighting. You can never really fully see what's outside of the car, and it looks really well done. The lighting overall in this film is just spectacular. I also really love the aspect ratio they chose for this film, because it makes you feel like closer to these characters and cramped and claustrophobic, and like there is no escape. Also, I listened to this in Dolby. The sound design was freaking baller, dude. It was so good. When she turned the shower handle, there's a part where she turns the shower off, and it like screeched, and it was amazing, and it just increased the tension in the scene dramatically. I also really loved how, like, you know something's off, but when Nikki is in love with him, kind of just like happy music plays, and I thought it would kind of go away throughout the film, but like at the end, Nikki's just so like, I love you, and then happy music plays, and I'm just like, no, this isn't happy. Also, by the way, I have to add, it's just such a smart decision for this movie to have Nikki like clearly want to get out of the spell. I saw an interview with the director, and he said he wanted to make it clear that she's a victim in this movie as well. And he makes that so clear in this. It's so good. It also made me really mad at Bear for stripping away Nikki's autonomy and putting her under the spell, because that was a really bad thing to do, chat. Bear is definitely the villain in this film. You should have just asked her, chat. But anyway, I love this film, guys. Please go see it, and also like and subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below on the film. Thank you so much, and have a great day.